Mixed reality is the future, not virtual reality. Do you agree with that? Well, in this video, we're going to talk about just that. What makes mixed reality such a more exciting technology compared to virtual reality? Although you need to understand that both of them intertwine. With the MetaQuest VR headset, for example, or should I say mixed reality headset, or both, basically you can just switch between VR and mixed reality interchangeably. Then it depends on the developer. So you can move from something that is in the same game, for example, mixed part of the real world and part virtual, and slide it into everything appears virtual altogether. So although now we can actually refer to them as something different, but eventually again VR and AR is going to be something that's going to be united together, and developers will be able to just switch between the two on the fly whether they want to. And again, with the Quest 3, that's what developers will be able to do. They'll be able to create something that may be pure part mixed, and then a second later just change the surrounding totally and make it virtual, totally virtual, without even a hint of the real world. But when I talk about mixed reality, I really refer to experiences where you actually see the world, or at least you're going to see some virtual content that's going to modify, morph, or kind of paint the world around us differently, while you still can experience it naturally as you're actually doing in the real world. So for example, if you talk about the games, like the next step, we talk about mixed reality going outdoors, basically going to be glasses, you can take it outdoors, and all these features that you have now on the Quest 3 and more, with AI and etc., will be available for you with these glasses, so you can just walk outside and you're going to have different type of games and different type of experiences that you can just enjoy without actually needing to be in a place where you feel safe, not moving around and bumping your controller against the wall or needing enough space. Everything will be made to make sure that it's integrated as part of the world, so it feels very natural to use it. You're going to see apps that actually can be like photoshopping the real world. Well, it's going to be, of course, a digital replica of the world, where users can just architect the world around them as they find fit. So when you go outside, you can see maybe a world that will paint the entire city that will look like something from, let's say, 300 years ago, something ancient. But again, still all the hints for the real world will still remain. But it will generate maybe a cyberpunk world. You go outside, open the door, and you're in a cyberpunk world. Of course, it's not going to be totally virtual, you can just walk, but the pavement is going to be different, buildings will look different, people will look different, cars will look different. Now this is by far, just think about it, so much more exciting, because again we are free to walk. By the way, walking is very important, as you know, in VR. One of the problems again that you are kind of confined. You can't really walk in the VR unless if you walk, you're gonna bump into something in the real physical world, so it's a problem. Although there are some accessories that can do that, still it's very much limited. So it's actually take part of the experience, because you can actually really use your body completely and feel free to roam this virtual world. And this is a big limitation, you need to understand that. And right now, again, all the experiences when it comes to walking, running, moving around, again, you do it with a stick, it's not something that feels natural. And this is why the immersion is vastly impaired. I'm not saying I'm not having fun using VR, of course I do. I'm just saying that this is a limitation right now when it comes to technology and of course physical restrictions, that again, because both of them, we feel that there is some kind of disconnection. But again, it doesn't mean that you can't have fun, it just means that there's a limitation for the technology. But mixed reality, of course, is different, because again, if you consider the fact that you can actually see the real world, or at least see physical things, or have some kind of virtualization over them, you can feel free to just walk outside and play games without worrying about bumping into something that, well, it's there, but you can actually see it. So imagine something that you see here in this video. There are trees on the side and really kind of a nice pathway, and you can virtualize it to look something like that. So you're not confined or limited by anything, you can actually create whatever you like, and just let players roam the world and do whatever they like inside there. But I think that once MR will go outdoors and reach that point, I think this will be much more exciting. Imagine, by the way, glasses, small form factor, having AI and having depth scanning and having AR cloud, the digital replica of the world, so you can really alter anything around you. I mean, I would want to stay outdoors all the time. I wouldn't probably want to go home. I mean, just imagine something. You go outside, right, and you can actually see the world, a cyberpunk world. I mean, something that looks and feels very realistic. It overlaps, of course, and changes the look of real world, for example, structures, buildings, shows, and people. How amazing it would be to go into a world like that, and software, for example, that allows artists, or maybe something that's just generated using AI with a few prompts, to just alter the world completely based on a single prompt. And that's what we people do. We just write for something like AI to generate this world that they want to be in, and everything gonna change immediately in real time. We get to that, of course. It's not now, but eventually we'll get there. And imagine, again, city social spaces with collaborative work, where people work together to design a whole city virtually. They can experience a mixed reality together and share it. So I'm telling you, AMR is something absolutely huge. And I already imagine all the things in my head, and I want to be there. I wanted to be there many years ago, but it took so much time for technology to actually mature, to just getting the start of it. And finally, I think with the Quest 3, especially when I wanted to get this technology to get to the mass market, finally with the Quest 3, we would be able to get a good start of it, finally. And hopefully this will just move forward much faster than before, and we're going to see kind of big jumps year to year, and eventually we get to the point where we can go outdoors and enjoy all this. Well, I can't even imagine what all of this will be, but oh boy, it's going to change our life forever. Thanks for watching.